morning. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Greetings to you this morning. Happy Monday. It is a new week, it is a new day. We are grateful for this morning and this opportunity to come together again. So it is Monday. It is Monday, December 19th. December 19th. Wow, 2022. So I want to say good morning to you and welcome on behalf of Purpose Journey Counseling. Whether you're watching us live at 7 a.m. or you catch this later in the day, later in the week, later in the month, later in the year, or even next year, we want to say good morning to you and welcome. My name is Dr. Natatu North, and I am the owner and therapist of Purpose Journey Counseling, LLC, located in Cincinnati, Ohio. So as I was stating, it is 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are live. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And the YouTube link for this broadcast is posted on Instagram. So as always, we ask that you please like this video, like our pages. Please follow us on social media, as well as please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I always say this, put the plug in. Even if you don't watch us on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's greatly appreciated. And let's please share this video, share any other broadcast you may see that you're like, oh, that seems to be a little helpful, or I think that might be good for so and so. Share it with them. Share. Ooh. And then let's interact and engage in the comments section. So what I've started to do, we usually do this on our podcast like we did it last night, but I want to start sharing this information every single day that we're live, just so that we have it. Our National Suicide Prevention Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. Like I've been saying, please save this number in your phone. You never know when you may need it or someone else may need it. So let's keep this as a resource. So we have our National Suicide Prevention Hotline, which of course is 24/7. But then there's also a Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, which the number is 988. This number can be texts as well. So this is another resource to have, but please share or save both of these numbers in your cell phone so that you can have this information for someone if they happen to need it, or if you happen to need it at some point. So we want to make sure that we have the resources and that we're able to assist ourselves, but also each other. So let's please make sure we have that information. So, but it is Monday. And on Mondays, we have our Monday mood and motivation. So today, this week, this month, however you want to view it, our mood for today is new beginnings. No, it's not the first of the year, but the mood today is new beginnings. Yes, it's only December 19th, but the mood today is new beginnings. Why? Because we don't have to wait till the new year for some new things. And we're going to go into why. But our mood is new beginnings. And our motivation is don't be afraid to start all over again. You may like your new story better. I have to say, I have had this particular quote. I have a board in my office and I've had it up there for the past 2 weeks. And usually I try to change it every week. I try to have a different quote, something inspirational for my clients as they come in. And it also inspires me as well as I'm in the office. And I haven't been able to change that. I haven't been able to take it down for some reason. It's still been there. And I want to talk for the next few minutes from, this mood and this motivation of new beginnings and don't be afraid to start all over again. You may like your new story better. Have you ever been reading a story and you're like, this is pretty good. I like this story. Have you ever been reading it and it's kind of like you can predict what happens? Or sometimes in movies, sometimes the ending is predictable, especially like love stories where they can't be together the whole movie and then at the end they kiss and it's like, oh, yeah, duh, I knew that was going to happen. Pretty predictable. Do you know sometimes we expect our lives to be the same way? Oh, predictable. Like we want to know what it is. We kind of think we know what to expect, or we want to know what to expect because it makes us comfortable. Sometimes it gives us some peace and reassurance to know that we know the A, B, C, D, E, all the way to Z. We already know it. So like we're comfortable with that. But do you understand that sometimes it's not meant to be that way? Actually, I would argue most times, if not all times, there's some things in life that God wants to do with us and God wants us to experience. And things like that, and us being so interested in remaining the same or remaining predictable is actually against what God wants us to do. Wow, that's something right there. So, as we're talking about new beginnings, like I said, we do not have to wait till the new year. And then some of us are going to ponder on this until the new year anyway. And then it might click on January 1st, and then we might say, oh, yeah, new beginnings. Okay, new story. Not worrying about it. But we don't have to wait for that. You know, sometimes we're in the middle of the year. Like now it's December 19th. I mean, obviously we have less year left than we've experienced for this year. But if we face it and we're honest, sometimes we're waiting on the new year to do new things. It's May, and we're like, oh, I'll do that next year. I'll get to that next year. I'm not ready to start over yet. Why? Because new beginnings can be tough and scary. You know, when you're embarking upon something new, you're going to try something new. You're going to experience something you've never experienced before, like intentionally doing it, not just like something happens, you have to adjust, but like you're actually embarking upon something different. It's new. It's definitely new. It's tough. It can be tough and it can be scary because you just never done it before. You know, imagining starting school for the first time, the first day, or starting a new job for the first day, or getting into a new relationship, or buying a new home, new car. You might be excited about it in some ways, but you got to learn how to work that car, because that car might be more advanced than the car you had before because you might have got an upgrade, But do you realize that God could be trying to upgrade your life and you still want to be down here? I love iPhones, team iPhone all the way. You might have that iPhone 11 and God's like, I want you to have the 14. That's just an analogy. I'm not saying go out and buy an iPhone 14. My point is God could be trying to upgrade your life and you're sitting stuck on trying to be complacent. But let me tell you something. Complacency destroys purpose. Ooh, read that again. Complacency destroys purpose. Let it sink in. Being complacent. Oh, this is just what it is. It has been this way. We've always done things this way. It destroys purpose. Why? Because purpose is going to cause you to get out of the mindset of complacency. You're not going to be able to be complacent as you're doing that new thing, that new venture, that new idea, that new situation, whatever it is, that new experience that God is wanting you to have and has purposed for your life. It's going to cause you to not be. You can't be complacent. You're not going to be able to be complacent. Complacency can't rest in that purpose. And the other C word, oh, I'm so comfortable. This is what I love. I'm comfortable here. I'm used to it. Comfortability messes with our destiny. Because as you're moving forward towards destiny, you're going to be uncomfortable. It's like growing pains. You're growing into something. It hurts sometimes. It's hard to grow. Sometimes it can be very, very challenging to be on this new path, this new journey towards something greater, but you're still trying to hold on to the old thing. You don't want to start over. Why? Because you're scared. Guess what? That's okay. That's okay. But I want to encourage you this morning, stop holding on to the old. Embrace the new. Embrace it. Embrace it. And it's interesting because sometimes we're wanting things to be great on this end, but it's actually going to be better over here. Well, I love my little life. I love my simple life here, and I'm comfortable here, and I've become even complacent here, and I'll acknowledge I'm complacent too. And I want to be here because this is what I'm used to. I love it. It's great. It serves my needs. But sometimes we don't realize that new over here, what you're experiencing over on the left side is not where you're going to be on the right side. Or it's not what God wants you to have on the right side. And actually that new is going to be better. Like you think that job is great, but God could have something greater for you over here. You think that relationship is great, but God actually may have something better for you over here. But you're going to miss out on it if you just remain complacent and comfortable and scared and, trying to think about, I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. I don't know how I'm going to get through that. God's going to get you through it the same way he got you through the last time you tried something new or you started something new. The last new venture that you had, was God with you through that new venture? It's just amazing. It's a thing to be, it's a big thing to be on this course with God and trying to walk it out with God and not on our own. Because if you're walking it out with God, God's not going to lead you anywhere for destruction. You're not going to fail in that because if God is leading you to do it, he's with you in it. So we're not speaking of things we just, come up with of our own volition and we say we're just going to do it. But the things that God is really calling us to do, He's in it. If we're walking with him in obedience and we're trusting him at his word that he is faithful and that he will do everything that he said he was going to do, guess what? What if your new story is better? That old story might be cool. It might be great. There might be a lot of good in that old story. But what if your new story is better? But you're still stuck on page 2, chapter 5, the second page of chapter 5 of this old story. And God's like, okay, we're past that book now. I'm over here writing a new story. You still in chapter 5 of your last story. I'm trying to get you into this new story. Guess what? You may not even know how it begins, let alone how it ends. But if I'm the author and the finisher of your faith, I'm the one over here orchestrating this whole thing. All I need you to do is get on the right page, get in the right story, because I'm done with that over there. Stop holding on to it. I'm over here. So that's a word for somebody this morning. I know it's a word for me. I know it is. So I know it's a word for somebody else. Again, the move for today is new beginnings. No, we're not waiting until January 1st. We're talking about it today. New beginnings. And the motivation, don't be afraid to start all over again. You may like your new story better. So I love that quote. I don't know whose quote it is, but I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I just want to encourage you on this morning, on this day, on this week, on this rest of this year, as we're, Lord willing, getting ready to transition and hopefully into some new things. Let's not be stuck on that old story when that new story could be better. So our tag for Purpose Journey Counseling every time we're together is to be loving, be kind, be compassionate, and be intentional towards others as well as towards yourself. So if you didn't catch the podcast last night, I suggest you go back and watch it on Conquering the Holiday Blues. Hashtag from a Christian, hashtag from a therapist. Watch it. It's on all of our pages. Watch it from last night. Watch it. But we do thank you for joining us this morning. Lord willing, we will see you tomorrow morning for Tuesday Talk live again at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So invite someone to come on with you in the morning. And even if they don't watch it in the morning, you can always tag somebody in the comments section for them to watch it at a later time, later date. So again, our mood today is new beginnings. Our motivation, don't be afraid to start all over again. You may like your new story better. Have a marvelous, magnificent Monday and blessings and love.